All right, let's get started with this one. In the Shanghai Dota 2 Open Qualifier in the Americas, and we're going to have this matchup here between GSBoys and DS5. I saw this map pop up, and I know a couple of guys from GSBoys, so I'm going to hop in on this one and see if I can cast them a little bit. And if they win, we'll try to get an interview with them after. So Diao going with the Slardar Silencer duo for the first two picks. And Game Sense, they're going to see the Earth Spirit and Oracle for theirs. So a couple new heroes there for Game Sense boys. Hopefully they have a couple players there who can play them fairly well. And Diao went with some heroes that have been seen quite a bit in the qualifier. So most of these picks are fairly standard for a lot of the teams participating. But I'm sure with the sheer number of teams in the qualifier that we would be seeing a huge variety of heroes being picked up by all the teams. The Pudge is going to get picked up by GameSense boys pretty strong, given that his ultimate is on a fairly low cooldown and heals him now, even with an Aghanim Scepter. So Pudge has gotten a little bit stronger in 6.86. It'll be interesting to see what he does in this matchup. I just forgot I did not introduce myself. I'm Pythian. Going to be casting up some matches here. Eventually we could be joined by some other people on the Open Qualifier cast, which will be happening over the next 3 days as well as today. So we'll be doing a lot of cool things with that. And we might be meeting a couple cool people along the way, as we might try to get some interviews done if we have the time during the qualifier. Spirit Breaker is going to get picked up by Diao C5. Again, another hero that we've seen quite a bit so far in the qualifier. But right now, I think at this stage of the game, it's really more about the execution rather than the heroes. Like, if you can play a hero ridiculously well, I don't really think you have too much to worry about in terms of getting out drafted too much. I mean, if it's a terrible draft, obviously, it's not going to do well. But if you give yourself a chance in the draft, I think you give yourself a chance in the game itself. That being said, we're going to go into the fourth picking phase for Game Sense boys. Couple of nice pictures over there. We got the Kappa Pride. We've got the regular Kappa. We've got the ice fishing motivational guy. Got a hot girl on DLC 5. So Game Sense boys taking a long time to think about this pick, exactly who they want to play. And eventually they're going to be forced to pick something. It is going to be the Night Stalker. One of my favorite heroes to see. Yeah, a strong hero. Lots of health in his pool there to help him survive through most of the engagements. And then it's going to be the Wraith King picked up by the Dire here. So I guess that's going to be the carry hero for DLC 5. Other than having a lot of HP, I don't really think the Game Sense boys really have too much to deal with the mana of the Wraith King, so he is going to get the reincarnation off nearly every time if he manages his mana well, which is really no reason not to. Now we'll get into the last banning phase for the match. Wind Ranger's going to get knocked out by Game Sense boys, and it's going to be the Anti-Mage taken out of the draft by DLC 5. If you're joining us, I want to thank you for joining the stream for just a moment here as we go through the Shanghai Major Open Americas qualifier. And also joining us as we go into the last picking phase of this match. This is a match in the first round of the Americas qualifier, which has just started. Most of the teams are getting a bye, but luckily we're going to be able to see GSBoys against DLC in this match. GSBoys is going to pick up Outward Devourer. That's a hero you don't usually see so often. Got a couple of changes in 6.86. And he might be a little bit stronger now. Of course, we will see what ends up happening in this matchup. But that is a way to take away some of the mana of the Wraith King. Although I'm not sure how the Outworld Devourer would do against the likes of Slardar and Silencer. And then you can just Astral Imprison yourself when the Spirit Breaker goes in for a charge or something like that. So it could be a good pick here. We'll give it some time. That'll take us into the last pick of the match for the Dire. And then after that, we will get right into this match of Dota 2. Lots of action going on today in the Dota 2 world with matches going up all over the place. So many to follow. So many that could be interesting. There may not be so many teams that are well known in the Americas qualifier. But that's just kind of how the scene is. You have to go pretty deep in Europe to get to teams that you don't know. Or like you have a lot of teams that you know in the Europe. So, with that being said, let's get into the match. We had the Queen of Pain picked up last for the Dire, so that's going to be their 5th pick, and we will get right into this. A pause right off the bat by GSBoys. Perhaps it's tactical, as they take a moment to figure out what exactly their strategy is going to be for this match. So we'll be waiting for that pause to end, and then we'll be on our way. So during this pause, let's go ahead and play some elevator music. If I can get that up. And we had a disconnect, so I guess this is going to take a little bit more time. All right, and we're going to get right back into this match. Let's introduce our teams in this matchup between GSBoys and DLC5. DS5. So let's start off with the Oracles, played by Zac Efron fan. Rage Kaczynski is going to be on that Night Stalker. Tom Dota 2 going to be heading out on that Pudge. We've got Dot Dot on the Outward Devourer with a nice set. And GSBoys is going to be finishing off that lineup with the Earth Spirit. Now for DLC5, we've got Memoirs on the Wraith King. The Slayer is going to be played by PPQQ Yo. Something like that. My Asian is not very refined at all. The Silence is going to be handled by Zhao H. Fucking Awesome is going to be on the Queen of Pain. And finally, the Spirit Breaker, already leveling off that charge, is going to be played by Kimi. They're going to head off towards that bottom rune. We're going to be watched by GSBoys. And the smoke is going to come out by the Radiant as they head into the dire jungle here. They're not going to find anybody as all of the heroes are on the other side of the map. So they're just going to walk around for a while, maybe place down some wards. Maybe place down one ward. And they're probably going to circle around and go towards the top rune spot. GSBoys pokes out of the Radiant jungle a little bit, but it doesn't really matter. He's just going to back up. The Queen of Pain gets the bottom rune, and the Outworld Devourer gonna go for that top rune. So Bounty rune's going to both of the mid laners there. And we've got the high ground ward placed on his own high ground by the Silencer. Interesting choice of spot right there. It does not really help the Quap at all. Although it does give her some vision into any ganks that might come in. Even though that notification might come a little late. We've got an engagement in the dire jungle. Prestige getting pretty low. Pudge comes through with the rot. Gets the first blood. And now Wraith King. He's in trouble. Taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down as well. Double kill to Tom Dota 2. As that's the first blood and the second blood in the dire jungle. Kimi trying to come in with the charge there. But is not going to do too much. As he's just going to cancel it. So that's going to be first blood and second blood right off the bat there for Game Sense, boys. I guess the smoke did end up working, since instead of going back to the lane after they got the rune, they just kind of hung around in the jungle for a second, and they ended up finding a hero or two there. Outward Devourer already going out with the Astral Imprisonments onto the Queen of Pain. It's definitely changed in how that move is utilized since 6.86, as it does not steal any intelligence anymore. So, it'll be interesting. Other than that, just kind of hanging out around the map here. As the Radiant heroes, they went with the aggressive tri-lane for a second. They've got the Pudge here to try to do some things. The Oracle goes over to the mid lane to give the Outward Devourer a healing salve, and the Outward Devourer is just going to find a regen rune anyway, so we really didn't need that one. But he'll be happy with it anyway. As Pudge easily going to de-ward that Observer ward just placed down by the Spirit Breaker. And now he could be looking for a hook. The Spirit Breaker's though just going to back up. Probably not the best character to hook anyway. Our Devourer hurting a lot in that mid lane thanks to the Stifling Dagger of the Queen of Pain. And not doing as well in terms of last hits. Only 3 for 2 at this point, and the Quap is heavily winning that. 14 for 7. Tom Dota 2 gonna get stunned out by the Wraith King, but that's probably not the best thing. Here comes the Purge. Here comes the Rot. Here comes a charge. And Memoirs trying to get away. Getting blocked a little bit by the Night Stalker. Oh, Night Stalker might out of the way, but the Pudge misses as well. So the Wraith King's just going to get out of there. I probably wouldn't advise using the stun so early by the Wraith King, as you kind of decrease your options there in the ensuing fight. It is a fairly low cooldown, but it's probably not the best thing to do. OD finally wising up, picks up the Arcane Orb, which could be used to harass this Quap a little bit once the levels in the aura are picked up. And now the Pudge has rotated to the bottom lane. Do the Dire know about it? They are in some pretty far back positions, but the Slider gets his courage back. The Pudge only level 2 at this point. It's a level 1 hook. And the Earth Spirit just kind of farming a little bit on this bottom lane. The early CS lead goes to the Queen of Pain and the Slardar, who is in the off lane right now, so doing pretty well against the solo Earth Spirit. So the dual lane's definitely working out for DS5. Queen of Pain gonna find an Invis runing, bottle that up at the top rune spot. Almost got the deny off on that catapult. Didn't happen. And now on the bottom lane, Tom Dota 2 gets the hook onto the Earth Spirit. Not what he wanted there. And now GSBoys in trouble. No mana. Gets hit by the Silencer. Double kill for the Silencer. Xiao H doing pretty well. They're going to go over to the side shop. Picks up some boots for his troubles. And he's going to get that double kill on the bottom lane for intelligence up already. But now, the Wraith King left alone. Level 3. He's down on the top lane. The rotation of the Spirit Breaker to the bottom lane allowed the top lane duo of the Oracle and the Night Stalker to pick up the easy kill there on the Wraith King. And the Outward Devourer going to use the Astral Imprisonment to avoid the dagger, and now it turns right around onto the Queen of Pain, doing some damage with that Arcane Orb. Here comes a healing salve by the Queen of Pain, and the rotation by the two from the top are also here, leaving the Oracle alone on the top lane. Should be fine. I don't really see too much of that a Wraith King can do against a solo Oracle at this point. Charge goes on to Outward Devour. Will he get the imprisonment off? He will not get it off. He just decided not to use it. Blink in, screened by the Queen of Pain. Does the OD get away? He pops the Fairy Fire, taking some damage back, and now, fucking awesome. Takes a lot of damage. Hook comes in, finishes off the kill there, but now there's two rotations on that mid lane. Tom Dota 2 in a lot of trouble. He could go down. He will go down. Double kill for the Silencer. Also got the kill on the Outward Devourer, and now here comes the Slardar. Slardar wants some blood. He smells it in the water, but he's just going to run away, and the Night Stalker will be fine. Couple kills there on the mid lane. The Queen of Pain did end up going down. And now there is a charge here onto Zac Efron Fen. Zac Efron Fen takes a Wraith Fire into the back. Now here comes the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker hits in. There is a nice hook by the Pudge, getting hit by that Rot as the Silencer trying to finish off the Oracle on the backside. But in the end, the Silencer will go down. That's a mega kill streak going to the Outward Devourer. Probably not the one you wanted to give that one to. That also leaves the Earth Spirit alone on the bottom lane to farm up some creeps. He is level 5 right now. We'll probably get level 6 in a couple of waves. It's interesting who GSBoys decide to give the farm to over the map. They seem to switch heroes quite a bit in terms of giving the farm to them. Charge comes in onto the bottom lane. PPQ gonna get a lot of damage done to him by the Magnetize, but GSBoys, he's taking a lot of damage. He's also getting charged. Silencer takes damage as well. Oracle takes out the Silencer, and now GSBoys, oh, he's getting low. He's gonna get stunned up by the Earth Spirit, and the Oracle comes in with a Purify Flame. Triple kill for an Oracle. What a strong hero. In 6.86. When played the correct way, you just have so much nuke damage right there, and there is a creep stuck in the jungle. I don't know what he's doing. He looks very confused. Alright, so that creep will be left alone in the jungle. We'll see if he makes it out through the entire match. We might get to see someone let him out in a second. Tom Dota 2 going to get charged up in the top lane. The Wraith King being aggressive a little bit. He's going to go forward. Here comes a charge. Tom Dota 2 going to get hit by the charge. Wraith Fire Blast comes through. Tom Dota 2 gets bashed. He takes a lot of damage. Uses the Rot. Does about half damage to the level 5 Wraith King. And 2 TPs to the top lane. Not fast enough. Zac Efron Fan comes through. Purify Flame. Purge onto Xiao. Xiao gets hit by the stun. Not the silence, but it doesn't matter. He goes down to the Earth Spirit. And now, here comes a charge onto Zac Efron Fan. Magnetize onto Kimi. Kimi takes a lot of damage, but now the Zac Efron Fan goes down to the Silencer. In the end, Magnetize still does a lot of damage. Oh, hits Kimi. He's pretty low, and the Queen of Pain will end up getting out on the other side. Queen of Pain did take out the help take out the Oracle with the Sonic Wave. And now fucking awesome, standing in the trees. They know where the Night Stalker is thanks to that illusion, and there are two other heroes on the top lane. Illusion being a little bit irksome from the Queen of Pain. As Tom Duda 2 looking for that level 6, he's getting pretty close, but he could get disrupted once again by this Queen of Pain. And Tom Duda 2 going to get charged on the mid lane. He really wants that level 6, but he is charged up, and he's being a little bit aggressive, probably too aggressive. As the rest of his team is on the top lane, Tom Dota 2 getting charged. Will he go down? Nope, charge is cancelled. So he's free to stay and try to get that level 6 up. Here comes a dagger from the Queen of Pain, harassing that Pudge a little bit. Creep is just going to get denied. And another deny from the Queen of Pain. Yeah, Tom can't really do anything right here. He just needs to kind of wait. Doesn't have too much help from his team, but the lane pushes. And eventually he gets up to level 6. Eventually. Lots of standing around and waiting from GameSense, Charge comes in. On to Tom Dota 2. Tom Dota 2 takes him under the tower. And now here comes the TPs. Can Kimi get out? Tom looking for the hook. Hits the hook. Here comes Kimi. Kimi getting low. 4 heroes around him. He goes down. Big rotation from the Radiant as they just take out that solo Spirit Breaker. Probably a little bit deep there. And that'll take our score to 10-7 in terms of kills at 10 minutes into the game. Slardar hanging out on that bottom lane, pretty close to a Blink Dagger. Here comes a silence, stuns from the Radiant, and the Slardar goes down. Charge a little bit late from the Spirit Breaker. Here comes the TP though. He is going to get some help in the form of 2 TPs. Queen of Pain comes in, Blink, Scream, double stunned by the Earth Spirit. Silencer is going to get used, and now Zac Efron fan. Is he too deep? Is he going to go down? He does have an ultimate available. He's going to use it. He can heal himself up. Hook goes on to Silencer. Silencer getting pretty low. But he does use the magic wand. The Oracle stays alive. Another stun comes out from Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit stays alive. Ultra kill for Zac Efron fan? What? What a guy. Zac Efron, what a guy. His fans are getting the kills all over the map. And just the nice rotations and the strong heroes early game from GameSense, they set up those kills and they get them. It's really giving them the advantage on this map. Let's show the net worth. Let's show the net worth, which doesn't have a hotkey right now for me. Interesting. As the charge goes in on to Tom Dota 2. Tom Dota 2 goes into the river. He's using the rot. He's probably going to try to deny himself. Not going to work. Slardar comes in with the crush and gets the kill. Probably not the best idea there. Outward Devour has the Hand of Midas recipe in his inventory. And will probably get enough money to finish it off from this hard camp.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So he picks up the Hand of Midas. And we have a Blink Dagger by the Slardar. Was able to finish it off even with that. Well, he got it with the Pudge kill. So there you go. Night Stalker going in through the jungle. And they're trying to find some kills. They walk right over a sentry ward. And the hook comes in from the Pudge. And the Magnetize onto the Queen of Pain does a lot of damage. But here comes the Earth Spirit. He goes up the hill, tries to get away. Blink, missed by the Slardar. Nice hook by the Pudge, but there comes a Wraith Fire Blast. Now here's the silence. Do they want to go in on this? No, it's just going to sound the retreat for both teams. Charge coming in, but it doesn't really matter. Both teams are out of there. No one dies. And Tom's just going to walk up in the mid lane once again. Blink could come through by the Slardar. Slardar Goes for the blink. Stun onto the Outward Devour. Sonic Wave does come through. Astral Imprisonment does keep the OD alive for just a little bit longer. And now the Oracle ult. Gonna help him out even more. Stun goes out onto the Night Stalker. But nice hook by the Pudge. Drags the Slardar back over. And everyone's alive by Game Sense Boys. Nice ult by the Oracle, helping out the Outward Devourer there. And there was also a good Astral Imprisonment, keeping him alive for just a little bit longer. Slardar goes down in the mid lane. And the push onto the mid lane comes by the Radiant. Radiant continue to push on that mid lane as there are a couple of Dire heroes building up, but now, oh, the Wraith King, he could be in trouble. He's silenced up, he's stunned up, and the hook is going to finish him off. Here comes Reincarnation, double charged by the Spirit Breaker, but now, look, nice! Oh, look at that crush by the Slardar. Can they take the heroes down here? Zac Efron fan, he goes down in the end, so does Hero Spirit. Tom Dota 2 trying to get away. Will he get away? He hooks the Slardar. And he will not. And now the Night Stalker, he goes down as well. It's a full 5-man team wipe. A little bit deep for the Radiant there, as it's a triple kill. Triple kill for someone. Night Stalker did end up getting the kill on the Slardar in the end. But now the Dire... Now the Dire are just going to push on that mid lane tower. Tower doesn't go down in the end. It was only 3 heroes pushing. Let's take a quick look at our items on the heroes right now. Got the Hand of Midas complete on the Wraith King and the Outward Devourer. Night Stalker, oh, hold that thought. We could have an engagement on the top lane. Tom Dota 2 and the Night Stalker getting surrounded by 5 on the Dire. Crush on 2. Spirit Breaker charges in, and now Rage Kaczynski, he's got to try to get out. The Spirit Breaker uses the ult on him, and he goes down. 2 dead, 2 deep. And the Radiant definitely need to be a lot more careful in these further engagements. They can't go for stuff like that. Charge comes in by the Spirit Breaker onto 2. Oh, wow. Look at that Astral Imprisonment. Hooks that charge, but it doesn't matter. Silencer ult comes through. Charge onto Zac Efron fan trying to get out. TP comes in by the Earth Spirit. He could do some damage here, but Zac Efron fan will stay around and alive for just a couple more moments. The OD, however, did go down on that mid lane, and that was probably the main target. GSBoys showing a little bit of life in this match. And we haven't really seen too much of an impact on that Night Stalker, getting put in some pretty advanced positions and probably too far forward for him. Right now, it's just Game Sense Boys a little bit too far out at times. And they can't find the pickoffs that they want. Would probably like to see them get some farm to get back into this match, because they obviously need definitely another item to start winning these engagements. The Queen of Pain and the Silence Roll is a bit much, and then the Slardar, a very strong early game hero, doing a lot of impact here. Charge goes into the Outward Devourer, who was on top of that Astral Imprisonment the last time. Charge is gonna get cancelled. So the OD stays alive for a bit longer. Still needs to get that farm up though. The Dire heroes, Wraith King and the Queen of Pain, both on top of that net worth chart. Rage Kaczynski gonna get charged up once again by the Spirit Breaker, and there are 5 Dire heroes converging on that top lane. Will it be fast enough? Probably not. It's just a Spirit Breaker going in at this time, and he does cancel the charge. And that takes him away from the bottom lane, which leaves the Outward Devourer free to solo push that lane. Has a Pudge waiting in the wing. Pudge will go over to help out, and it's just going to be 2 pushing on the bottom lane, 5 Dire heroes pushing on the top lane. So one of these towers is going to go down a little bit faster. It's going to be the top lane. Top lane ends up going down. And now it's double TP onto that Hour Devourer. Going to get hooked away by the Pudge. Spirit Breaker charge going through. Going to get canceled. He's a bit of a pussy. That Kimi. And now we've got 4 for the Radiant, 3 for the Dire on the bottom lane. Will there be a fight? Not just yet. Pudge could find a hook. He's a little far away. Slardar trying to do the jukes. Slardar with the jukes. Hook completely off the mark. The Slardar will easily get away from that one. The Armlet of Mordigian gonna get finished up sometime by that Night Stalker. And the Outward Devourer also working on his next item. Spearbreaker wants to get something done, hiding in the trees here on the bottom lane, but is he spotted out by that observer? Most definitely. The Wraith King also in the jungle. He's about 2,000 gold. Could go for a Blink Dagger. Could also see an Armlet of Mordigian coming out from him. And we'll see. Meanwhile, Tom Dota 2 supporting it up. We'll see if we see an Aghanims come up from him at any time. Hasn't leveled up the Flesh Heap at all. But he was involved in quite a few kills. So once he gets that, the strength is going to go up considerably. Radiant grouped up here as they're waiting for the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit comes over, gets smoked up, and now the Radiant are off. Let's see where they go to, and if it's going to be effective. They're going to go up through the mid lane. They see the Wraith King there. Will he break the smoke? He could go forward. Meanwhile, there is also a counter smoke from the Dire. Pudge is in the trees. Wraith King moves up. This is not who they want to hit, but the Earth Spirit hits them anyway. They get the stun off. Oh, but it's a trap. They don't want to go onto the Wraith King, and now here comes a stun by the Slaughter onto... Here to the Sonic Wave. Sonic Wave does a lot of damage. Wraith King keeps trying to get away, but the OD. He gets Oracle ulted. Meanwhile, the Pudge on the backside gonna go down. So that was an extremely effective smoke by the Dire, countering the one on the Radiant, and allowed them to lay the trap with the Wraith King being the bait. Wraith King probably not the best hero for you to try to gank with a smoke, as even with the reincarnation, arouse the rest of his team to get in there on the action. So now the Tire with the push onto the mid lane. There's a nice purge by the Oracle, but the Wraith King still has that reincarnation. Stun goes through onto the Wraith King. He's caught out a little bit here, but he's just going to get away. Pudge with the TP in. He doesn't have any mobility at this point, so he's going to have to walk to get the good hook. Good hook. Not going to happen. There's the hook. Slardar Crush on 2, though. And the Spirit Breaker ult is going to help that setup. Wraith Kaczynski trying to get away with the Armlet of Mordigian, but the Slardar is right on top of that. I think the Night Stalker is going to get away, so let's just go to the other side of the fight. Tom Dota 2 getting pretty low. We'll go down to the Silencer. Now the Silencer caught out here. He is getting fairly low. Zac Efron fan trying to get it. Stun comes in by the Earth Spirit. The Glimmer Cape. Oh, it wasn't a stun. It wasn't a stun. It's a slow. Well, look at me, learning something new. In the end, it was a 3 for 2 on the mid lane. The Silencer were able to TP out. Slardar eventually got the Night Stalker, probably with a Blink Crush. And let's take a quick look at our XP and net worth for the first time in this match. Fairly close. Only about 1,000 for XP in favor of GLC, and net worth pretty much even. And interestingly enough, the Earth Spirit at the top of the net worth chart with a Hand of Midas and a Blink Dagger. He's definitely got the money. Blink, silence, stun onto the Queen of Pain. Now the Silencer ult comes through. King Awesome trying to, fucking Awesome trying to get away. Stun, oh, not going to hit on Jeebus. Another pussy is the Spirit Breaker. So no kills go down on that mid lane once again. And now we're just going to see the Radiant kind of mill around for a second. Queen of Pain and the Wraith King again at the top of the net worth chart. King and queen. Almost like a little prom court up there. Skiddly Bebop and Do just hanging around that mid lane. Smoke could come through. Lots of heroes grouped up, but they're just kind of they're just going to group up. That's about all they're going to do. OD has a Blink Dagger, and there's a Necro Book. There is a Necro Book from the Oracle. Just kind of send those in to hit the tower a little bit. Going to lose it to the tower eventually. Jeebus, a little bit far up. Blink, Midas. Wow, what a play. He managed to get that Midas off so well. And it's still Tom Dota 2 just sitting in the trees right now. He doesn't have any mobility, as was said before. So he's just kind of hanging out there. Slardar blinks forward, but he's going to miss that blink onto the OG, who used the blink pretty well to get out. Jeeb is standing right under a Dire Observer ward. So just kind of lots of a Mexican standoff, as they call it, on the mid lane. Smoke comes out from the Dire. They could go around the side here. Going around the backside. What do they want? What will they find? Spirit Breaker charge comes through onto Zakar from Fan. Zakar from Fan gonna get charged up, crushed up, and the ult is going to get used, keeping it alive for just a second more. The Astral Imprisonment will go through, doing some damage, and now ... he's in trouble. Lots of heroes going down. 4 for the Dire. The OD stayed alive. That was extremely badly called by me because I had no idea what was going on. And extremely well played by GSBoys, who come out with a 4-man kill there. I did not see that coming at all. I thought that DLC had all the initiation there, all the advantage, but just the delaying techniques of GSBoys allowed them to win that engagement. And now here comes a rotation on the top lane. Creeps are already pushed in. So this tower could fall fairly quickly. 10 seconds left on the respawn of the Queen of Pain. So there could be a little bit of a response here, but probably not too much, depending on how fast this goes down. Speaker Breaker charge going on to the OD. And now the Radiant could be forced to back away. Oh, the hook misses! But the stun does not. Spirit Breaker stunned up here. And now the Silencer comes through. Crush on 2 by the Slardar. Tom Dota 2 gonna be fairly low. The Scream goes through. Rage Kaczynski getting pretty low. Look at that stun on 3 by the Earth Spear. Oracle a little bit far up though, having to ult the Night Stalker, who will TP out in the end. So 2 go down for the Radiant there, but the rest get out. OD goes to the bottom lane, denies the bottom tower. Top tower goes down to the creeps. So overall, a couple heroes went down for GSBoys, but they do get the tower advantage there. And taking a look at the items on this OD, he does have the Ogre Club. So could go for a BKB, which would be pretty beneficial if used at the right time. Take a look at our items real quick. Night Stalker probably going towards an Aghanim Scepter. Midas Gaming from GSBoys right now, and the Wraith King. He's got the Sacred Relic. We'll probably go for a Radiance. Queen of Pain has an Aghanim Scepter. And the Slardar has the Force Staff in addition to the Blink. Could help him out with the positioning in these fights. So again, just one of those lulls in the action. I'm not really impressed at all with the farm on this Night Stalker. It is kind of difficult to farm him up. But 28 minutes into the game, and he's got really a semi-major item with the armlet. To me, that's not good enough at all. Pudge goes for the hook on the Roshan, doesn't work. And the Earth Spirit gonna bottle up that haste rune. Pudge up to the high ground. And the Dire just kind of fencing around in their secret shop area. They're gonna back up a little bit. And the Roshan is still up for the taking. Earth Spirit with a haste rune going forward. Will he find anything? Not just yet. He will find a Sentry Ward. Okay, so the GSBoys, they gank the Sentry Ward pretty effectively. And Pudge puts the Observer Ward on the high ground. Could find a hook here onto the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain gonna get hooked! What a hook! Silenced up by the Earth Spirit. Fucking awesome. In trouble. Gonna get magnetized up even. And the Queen of Pain goes down. 51 seconds on the sideline. Nice Observer Ward and gank by the Pudge. But now that Observer Ward probably won't be there for too much longer, as they most likely know exactly where it is. So they could deward it if they feel like it. Roshan's still available, but I think the Dire are just setting their sights. Well, the Dire are probably going to lose their bottom tier 1 tower if they don't defend it, as that's what GSBoys are going for next.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tower, not long for this world, indeed does go down. And not even a fortify used to defend it.
Radiant's top tower
Alright,
is
so
under
the Observer Ward
Dire's
gets
bottom
halfway
tower
dewarded on the high ground.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And the bottom tier 2 tower for the Dire, in mortal peril, could go down very quickly to the forces of the Necrobook and the Night Stalker.
Radiant's top
Zach
tower
front fan
is
just
under
hanging out in the
attack.
trees. Does have the level 3 Necronomicon available as the Outworld Devourer. Takes the last hit on the tower. And that is no outer towers remaining for the Dire as the Radiant back up. And the OD TP's back into the mid lane. Could get a deny on that tower that he just TP'd to. And right now, in terms of towers, DLC5 only took out 1. Remember that the bottom tower was denied, and they only took out that top tier 1 tower from the Radiant. So I think we'll see that in the gold advantage. Yeah, 6,000 in favor of GSBoys, and the XP about 4,000, more of the same pretty much. So right now there's a slight advantage going to GSBoys as the Outward Devourer and the Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit playing extremely well in this match so far. That Jeebus is definitely one you got to watch out for here. And smoke out from the Dire. What are they going to take? They could take a Roshan. They have a lot of minus armor from the Slardar, but they're just going to rush up here. Will they find anything? And the other question is, do they know where the Radiant are? Now Night Stalker steps up in the bottom lane, but the Dire, they're just going to go right into Roshan. Does the hook see them? Does Hook give vision? Does Hook give vision? I think the answer is no, as the Roshan pretty much goes down without a fight. Double damage rune was there by the Queen of Pain. Pudge walks right in, gonna get stunned up. That's not where you want to be. He's gonna go down pretty quickly. Feeds them a kill. And yeah, in terms of kills, the Pudge has gone down 10 times. Basically, the one who's giving their Dire all their kills. The Radiance was finished up by the Wraith King, so he's got a lot of tools that he can use for the upcoming fights. And the push is just going to go in on that mid lane tower, which is fairly low. Wasn't denied. So they get it. Pretty much free of charge. Spirit Breaker slams it down with his massive cow fist. But here could be the fight. The Queen of Pain has the Aegis of the Immortal for this fight. The silencer is going to get used on the Wraith King. Let's get the wide angle view of this shot. Wraith King gonna take some damage, but Queen of Pain doesn't really care at all. Just putting the damage onto that mid tier 2 tower. And Pudge looking for the hook. He's completely scattered out though by the Dire observers, and so is the Night Stalker. The Dire know to back up, but do they want to fight here? I think they might. The Slardar could get the blink stun. The Night Stalker, though, has the high ground. Silence is going to get used onto the silencer. Ooh, Slardar. The Pudge hook gives him the position to get the crush on 2, but he will go down in the end. BKB gonna get used by the OD, avoiding the silence, but he's going down anyway. The Pudge goes down, the OD goes down, and look at that magnetized damage. There's so much magnetized damage being done to the heroes there by the Earth Spirit. He's just sitting up on that high ground doing basically all the utility that he has. That guy from Fent goes down, but Jeebus Okay, he's going to get out in the end. So 2 go down for the Dire, 4 go down for the Radiant, and the Earth Spirit continues to be a nuisance. And in the end, that mid-tier 2 tower that they were trying to defend goes down. So GSBoys losing pretty much a pivotal fight in this game. Definitely giving DLC5 a foothold back in this match, and the Aegis was taken off by the Queen of Pain. So most of the damage there was done by Magnetize. Silence does come through onto the Spirit Breaker, and the hook misses. So another missed hook by the Pudge, but you know what? You miss every hook that you don't throw. So you may as well throw it. Both teams now searching for the high ground push. That would give them a pretty big advantage in this match. We just see Tom Dota 2 with the Aether Lens. That was the item that he was going for. And he's got 11 stacks on the flesh heap. Even with all that strength, though, he is going down quite a bit. So obviously it does not help him all that much. DOD used the Black King bar in the last fight, but he focused all his damage on the Wraith King. Probably wasn't the best idea, as the Wraith King still pretty tanky. Probably wanted to use his positioning to an advantage and do a little bit more in that fight other than just kill the Wraith King. Wasn't very useful. Tom Dota 2 acting as a ward in the Roshan pit, which will not be respawning for quite a while. He's going to waddle out now. Put some wards down. Wander into the trees. The Dire backing up a little bit. The Invis rune is going to get used by the Queen of Pain. Hook in! Gonna take that Earth Spirit. Baits the BKB off the Spirit Breaker, and now the Crush goes out onto 2 by the Slardar. Zac Efron fan trying to get away. Still took a lot of damage. And on the other side of the fight, the Night Stalker does go down. Zac Efron fan uses the ult. Gonna go back to the fountain. But no! The hook! The hook messes it up! The hook drags the Oracle back to the fight. The Earth Spirit trying to get out. The Oracle not going to be able to get out right now. Does... I don't know. The Oracle survives, but the way the hook was changed after the International 3 was that it doesn't drag you back to... it changes the way it works, really. I don't know the specifics of it, but the way it worked there was the Pudge dragged the Oracle back into the fight from the TP. So now the tier 3 tower does go down. Jeebus in the middle of everything. He's taking a lot of damage. He could go down. Slardar Crush not going to hit because of the Astral Imprisonment. Nice Astral Imprisonment by the OD. Blink out from the Earth Spirit. Astral Outward Devour ult is used onto the Wraith King. Doesn't take enough mana from him though, Memoirs. He uses the BKB. He's right in the middle of everything. This is probably not the fight that GSBoys want. Rage Kaczynski does go down, and the Astral Imprisonment is going to get used onto the enemy. Kimi goes pretty low. Memoirs dragged under the tower. Tom Dota 2 takes a lot of damage. Tom Dota 2 goes down. The OT also goes down, and the Oracle buys back. Mid set of Rex in a lot of trouble. Gonna get fortified up by the Radiant, but I don't think it matters. Only buyback left from GSBoys right now is the Outward Devour, and what that means is the mid set of Rex just gonna go down. Now the Dire rotate over to the top tier 3 tower. The OD has bought back, but there's still not too much that he can do. Fucking awesome. Gonna blink away. The tier 3 tower did go down. Stand in ... Gonna blink up and Astral Imprison onto the Wraith King. Is this the one they want to fight? Memoirs goes down, doesn't have the reincarnation just yet. Ooh, blink stun on 2, but stand-in ... He's just doing the damage. He used the BKB, and now Slaughter goes down to the Arcane Orb. Here comes GameSense with a little bit of life, and they get 2 kills on the top lane. However, there are still creeps in the base from the Dire, doing some damage. They leave Jeebus to go take care of that little problem. Leaving 3 heroes from the Radiant to push on that top lane. Can they get anything here, though? That's the big question. Gold and XP. XP heavily in favor of GSBoys, and same for net worth. Tom Dota 2 and Rage Kaczynski. Pretty advanced position. Scouted right under the Dire Observer. The Queen of Pain a little bit far up, gonna blink away. And that's 4 from the Radiant, going to push on that tower. But there are 5 up from the Dire. I mean, they can easily fight this. And I think GameSense know this. They're gonna back up. So the push ultimately results in nothing happening. And they're just gonna farm up the jungle a little bit. Charge comes in from the Spirit Breaker. He uses the Shadow Blade and the BKB. He goes in on Rage Kaczynski. Zac Efron fan just gonna run around. The Spirit Breaker once again a pussy. Doesn't want to do anything. The creeps are still pushing on that mid lane. And they're also pushing on bottom. The tier 2 tower for the Radiant at about half health. Talking is hard.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And OD Astral imprisons a creep. Still trying to farm on that mid lane, and I'm still not impressed with it. 41 minutes, and I'm not really seeing the items that I need to see at all. The bottom tier 2 tower did go down, and that leaves all the outer towers down for the Radiant, and now here comes the smoke from the Dire. Pudges in the trees. They could sacrifice this OD. The charge is coming in from the Spirit Breaker. They go forward. Here comes the sounds. Blink, crush on the OD. OD goes down. And now Tom Dota 2, he's got the charge on him. The refresher ult used by the silencer. This is not what GameSense were ready for. Zac Efron fan going down. Pudge going down. Night Stalker, he's getting low as well. He's going to get stunned up by the Wraithfire Blast. He will go down. Godlike is silencer. And that's 4 down for GameSense. Is the push coming in onto the high ground and that top set of racks for the Dire? We will see here. 40 seconds left on most of the respawns from GameSense, and I don't really see a way back into this one right now. This Wraith King, too strong. Same with the magic damage and the silencer roll, double silencer roll in that last fight. Really set it up for them. They're going to go for that bottom set of racks and the tier 3 tower. The effigies are going down. Queen of Pain taking out the racks in the top lane. She just wants some mega creeps. GameSense, they are in trouble. GameSense, where is your fight gone? Was it taken from you? Did you make the wrong decisions? Aghanim Scepter on the Earth Spirit puts the Wraith King into the base. Reincarnation gonna be there, but doesn't matter. The Wraith King gonna use the BKB. Doesn't matter. He's going to go down as well. They're going for the megas. Slardar is pretty big. He's going to hit that set of racks. Same with the Quap. Queen of Pain, she takes the mega creeps. The mega creeps. GSBoys have it. They're trying to retreat. Queen of Pain, she's still trying to get out. Will she get out? Only time will tell. But the creeps, they're pushing into the base. What are they doing? What is happening? Is this the end? GameSense, I remember when you were so strong at the beginning of the game. You got 30 kills. You have this in you. But in the end, it's just the Mega Creeps. Tom Dotasu says hi. Silencer is sorry. He says he's sorry. I don't know if I believe him. The Oracle's trying to get the creeps down. In this fruitless fight, defend their base against the Mega Creeps. In the end, it's the charge going on to Rage Kaczynski. He's too far out again. He gets charged by the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker takes him out with a bash. He's unstoppable. The Roshan, he's on his final bit of life. The Queen of Pain decides to put him out of his misery. The Spirit Breaker is going to be charging in as well. The Minus Armor comes in from the Slardar. Is this the end for Roshan? Is this the end for Game Sense Boys? They tried their best. But the creeps, their push is inexorable. Inexorable. Pronouncing words is difficult. The charge, though, it's coming in. The Spirit Breaker, he's relentless. Tom Dota 2, he's in trouble. He's going to get back into the base. The Spirit Breaker is going to use the BKB and hit the towers. Jeebus is turned into a pig. The Silencer number 1 comes through. OD's in trouble. And the Silencer, he has a refresh orb. He's going to use himself. The Silencer ult number 2 goes through. Fucking awesome. He could get away, but will he choose to? He will. And now, the base, it's going down. And in the end, DLC5, they end the journey of Game Sense Boys. They end the journey of Game Sense Boys in the Dota 2 Shanghai Open Major Qualifier in the Americas in the first round. DLC5 going on to the next round. Well played by them. And in the end, it was just Game Sense Boys getting a bit too aggressive, and they lost their advantage. I've been Pythian. I'm going to be coming right back at you with another match after this one, and for most of the day, as there are tons of matches going on in the Dota 2 Shanghai Americas Open Qualifier, whatever the heck it's called anymore. Thank you for watching, and as always, cheers.